With this exercise, I'm going to turn you into a logo designer. All right, let's check it out. Probably the most valuable brand on the planet is Apple. And of course, we're all using Apple products because we are little drones that do what we're told. Well, part of that, part of that success of that company is their logo. But we can recreate this logo with some very basic shapes and using the tools that we already know. We can use the shape builder, Pathfinder, and make some minor adjustments to this to make this logo out of the basic shape of a circle. All right, just a few circles, and we've got the Apple logo, and we're worth $1 million as a logo designer. Here, let's see how it works. I'll switch over to my shape tool, and I'm going to start with the circle. If you've got this exercise file, I should have said, open it up. All right. We're going to use a circle tool to kind of construct our Apple logo, and we can draw directly on top of this sample logo. I'm going to go ahead, move my cursor over to the middle, but before I draw, I'm going to set up my tool so that I can use it to outline this shape. Right now, it has a solid white inside of it. I'm going to turn that color off. So I'm going to go to the fill box. I'm going to click none. I'm going to go to the stroke, and this one I'm going to change to like a bright red. And I'm going to make it thick. So I'm going to click the little stroke button here and make it like an 8-point, make it really thick. I could also be done in this little spot down on the properties palette. You can do this in a couple places, you guys. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my ellipse, and I'm going to position my cursor somewhere kind of in the middle of the apple. Hold Option, hold Shift, and drag out that circle. Cool. Now, I need the circle to just be a little bit bigger than the apple, but it needs to kind of line up with the overall shape. And you can see how the apple itself kind of strays from the shape of the circle. Well, I'm going to show you what anchor points do and how that can help us to modify and create this shape, this silhouette shape. Okay. Red was the wrong color for this outline because my guides are also red. How about light blue? So I'm going to click on my stroke color over here on the side. I'm going to click that little stroke color, maybe go cyan so that that red color on my guides shows up a little better. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to talk about something with anchor points. So if you look at this shape, notice it has 4 anchor points and then the object point in the middle. But 4 anchor points are all that is needed to make a circle. Those anchor points are where curves bend and shapes are tapered. So if I need the apple shape to follow this curve, to have this dip along the top or on the bottom, to have that dent, I need to have anchor points wherever the line is going to change direction. So here's how we can do this. The pen tool is what we use to add and modify anchor points. So I'm going to click on the pen tool, and then I'm going to position it right over here on the apple. And notice when I get it close to the line, a little plus symbol appears on the cursor. That means it knows that I want to add an anchor point there. So I need to click here and put an anchor point. Click once. Don't need to do anything else. Then I need to move my pen tool over to this side and click again where I see that the curve is going to bend. So now I've added those anchor points to that top side of that circle. Now what I need to do is select one of the other points and then be able to bend the line. So what I do is I switch to my direct selection tool, click the middle point, that activates it, and notice all the other anchor points are white. Only the top one that I just selected is red. That means I can move it independent of the others and I can drag it downward. Look at that. Sweet. Get the idea? These anchor points are where you can change direction with a line. So to be able to make the bottom, I need to do the same thing. Switch back to the pen tool, look for the area on the circle where that anchor point should go for the line to change direction. Click once on the left, move over here to the right, click again to add that anchor point, maybe right about there. Click, switch to the direct selection tool, the white arrow, click that bottom point, then I can move it. Taper it up. All right. Now, the next adjustment we need to make is over here. See how the line is a little bit wider on the left and the right? Okay, this is a very subtle thing. You don't have to do a lot of adjustment for this. But it does depend on where you click with your selection tool. So if I click direct selection tool on this left-hand side, I'm going to move the anchor point toward the side of the apple. And then look what happens when I take this bottom circle, that little handle right there, and I bend it inward. See how it moves the line? So these handlebars are connected to the anchor point, one to the other. And when you pull one way, it moves the other way. That's just how they work. Okay. You may want it to move independent, but by default, they're joined. Same thing over here on this side. If I click the right-hand side and move that point inward a little bit, even up a little bit, you can see that line now is closer to that original shape. Okay, I'm not going to try to draw this bite because that bite looks like a pretty symmetrical curve, and I don't want to try to hand draw that. So what I'm going to do is come over here to my shape tool, and now I'm going to draw a circle the size of that bite. And then I can select it and move it over a little bit and get it to line up. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Look. So now that I have my two pieces, I have the bottom piece, and then I have the top piece. Now we're going to get them to cut out of each other. So right now I have an outline. Sometimes I use an outline for drawing. Let's turn it into a solid. Switch over to my selection tool so that the object is selected. Click on the background shape, the apple shape. Now this is a little trick I haven't shown you. See this little back and forth arrow on the fill box over by the toolbar? I click that little back and forth arrow. It swaps places between the fill and the stroke. Same with this one. For a shape builder or a Pathfinder object to have an interaction, it needs to be solid color. So same thing. I'm going to click on this, swap colors. So now it's a solid fill instead of an outline stroke. And I can select the two, select both objects. And I could do minus front on the Pathfinder, or I could use the shape builder and drag through and cut, whatever you want. Now I've got the apple. Look at that. Last piece I need to draw is that leaf up at the top. So to make that leaf, what I'm going to do is just draw an oval, a sideways oval. Now notice I didn't try to draw it sideways. It can be difficult to try to make something that looks precise on an angle. So a lot of times it's better to just draw something horizontal or vertical first and then rotate it into position. So notice I've got this oval in place, and if I rotate it, I can position it and make that leaf. But what's wrong with this thing? Okay, it's not quite the right size because it has a rounded corner. Well, I don't want rounded corners. I want tapered, pointy corners, right? So let me hit undo and go back to where we were. You zoom in a little bit on this so you can see it more clearly. I need to change this shape so that the left and the right-hand side have a point instead of a smooth curve. So this is another situation where we have to click on the anchor point first and modify it. So here's the tool we use to modify anchor points. I'm going to press and hold on the pen tool itself, and we're going to select the anchor tool. So what the anchor point tool does is it converts points from corners to curves or straight lines to curves. Right now, I already have a shape that has two curves on it. Well, I'm going to use the anchor tool to remove the curve. So I click on the anchor tool, and then all I got to do is click on this little anchor point, tap, and it removed the handlebars and removed the curve. I want the curve to remain on the top and the bottom, but I don't want it on the right either. So I click that and it goes away. So that sharpens a point, gets rid of a corner, gets rid of a curve, turns it into a corner, and now it's ready to adjust to be that leaf. So that I go over here, rotate it, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Rotate it a little bit more, put it here, scale it, adjust it, stretch it a little bit. And there we go. I got my little leaf. Go back here. And now I got my Apple logo. It's not 100% perfect, but it's pretty dang close. And I could go in here and adjust the handlebars a little bit more and make it work. So that works with just a couple circles, and we've got our shape. Pretty awesome, eh? Good for you.